In this video today, I am going to tell you how to connect to your goddess energy and connect to your power. But first, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon at the top so you know every week you are notified first when I release amazing videos on feminine energy and goddess healing every Tuesday and Thursday. So I'm going to get right into it. In this video, I'm going to teach you how and talk about connecting to our goddess energy. If you're new to my channel, I'm Lani, and I've helped thousands of women all over the world connect, drop in, leave that masculine energy that's pushing, connect to the feminine energy, and totally embody and live in this beautiful, abundant, feminine goddess state, which fully embraces and connects us to our power. So let's get right into it. As a society for so long, I already got goosebumps, that's my thing, girl. We have been punishing ourselves and we have been saying, I can have this, but I can't have that. Like, oh, I can feel happy, but then, my relationship has to struggle. If I'm happy in my business, my relationship has to struggle. If I'm happy with my body, then I'm gonna have drama in my business. If I'm, poor, then I can be really spiritual. And it's so mind-blowing and so crazy. And so the way I describe this goddess energy, this is the first part. I'm going to describe the beautiful things you can do to connect to your goddess energy and what it actually feels like, because we've gotten so separated and we get so into I want to be right. I need to do all these things. And so I meet so many women that can spout off. They can just quote all of the spiritual healers. They've got all of the Instagram lingo. They know all the tag words and they're miserable. So they have this mask on and they're pretending to be happy on the outside and they know all the terms. And I'm like, but you're miserable, but you feel horrible, but you feel exhausted. And then it becomes really, because I'm like, I can see through that. I know that I don't believe you when you say all of these things that you've read on Instagram and Pinterest. You don't feel happy. I can feel your energy. And that's been acceptable. So instead of walking in a room, which goddess energy means that you are fucking pumped for your sisters. It means that you walk in a room like a queen bitch. You are feeling it and you are proud of yourself and you feel strong and you're happy and joy. It's like a Care Bear. It shoots out your heart and you're just so pumped. And so you see another hot chick and you're like, yeah, you're hot. You're, positive. I love your energy. And we just connect. That goddess energy is not, there's not enough love for me. Why is she so pretty? She's so successful. That means I'm not enough. So that's your first clue that you are totally disconnected from your feminine energy. You ain't nowhere near being a goddess and you are not in your power if you feel super threatened by other women and if you can spout off all the things and I'm meditating and I'm journaling, but you feel deeply unfulfilled and deeply unhappy. So for me, it's not about the words. The word doesn't matter. Do you know how many times I've said these positive things on Instagram? Hashtag namaste, woke as fuck, and but I felt miserable. So the word doesn't matter. The word is not the prayer. The feeling is the prayer. And when women say well, how do you know? I'm like, you know what happy feels like. You know what secure feels like. You know what confident feels like. And it's not a time to go into even more guilt and be like, oh, great, I guess I'm not good enough because Lani said that I'm jealous of other women. It's dude, you're literally just feeding your ego even more. You're getting more disconnected from your feminine energy, more disconnected from that goddess, incredible Wonder Woman energy, and you're just way more into the dog shit. So it's not about guilting yourself into feeling self-love, right? I'm gonna say that again. You can never guilt yourself into feeling self-love. So I'm going to ask you in the comments to be really honest. My thing is I am brutally honest with myself. If I fuck up or if I do something that was totally in a low vibration, I'm not going to say to myself, oh, it wasn't your fault. That's not okay. I'm not going to baby myself. I am brutally honest. And this is what every great mentor in the world does. They're like, I'm brutally honest with myself. I'm not going to bullshit myself and blame someone else if I was the one that could have risen up, and if I'm the one that needs to get stronger or learn a new skill or just get up and try again and practice. So I'd like to know where in your life, and put this in the comments. So one, you know that you're not like a crazy pants psycho. 2, so you know that you're not alone. And 3, so you can connect with other women who are on the same journey. And that gives us power, because our goddess energy and our feminine energy is connection. It is not, I'm going to hide in a room and totally withdraw and suffer in silence. That's not what this is about. We are open. This is a space for us to connect and share the truth, right? So I'd like to know where in your life you have been trying, right? Because we either do it or we try. You can't, trying is dying. So where you've been trying to guilt yourself into feeling self-love. So I used to do this through exercise, through food, through Instagram. It's either a weapon or it's a tool. In my relationships, I would cry and feel sorry for myself. I would tell everyone about my problems. So I actually did this. I mean, I just gave you 50 examples. I used to do this everywhere. I'd guilt myself into trying to lose weight so I could love myself. I'd guilt myself into trying to become more successful so I could feel like I was good enough. So I'd like to know, so we can connect and smash through these limiting beliefs, these broken beliefs, I call them, and create new ones that actually serve us. And I'm going to end with this because it's so powerful and it's so beautiful. I've already described you the power of connection, and this is why I do everything. Like, my whole thing is community. I know I'm going to get emotional on this one because it's just so beautiful. I always felt alone. I always thought that I was really fucked up. I thought, oh, I must be just horribly disgusting. I was sexually abused as a child. We lived in HUD housing, so it was like the neighborhoods were funky. It was very, very low vibration, low income area, and we used food stamps for food. I perpetuated this belief that I wasn't good enough, so all of my relationships were total dog shit. Some were physically abusive. I either allowed myself to be cheated on or to be totally ignored. I just had no standards. I just didn't know I was worthy. I thought this is obviously what I deserve. And the final straw for me, my rock bottom, was a severely abusive marriage. And when I got out of it, I had to actually escape. I wanted to die. I was so ashamed and so embarrassed. I was this yoga teacher who'd been training for 6 years in Bali, and I was, teaching with these famous yogis and surfing with these famous surfers and leading meditation classes, and I looked sexy in a bikini. I would post these really over-sexualized pictures that I felt guilty about because I didn't feel good enough to then try and get love and approval from other people. And I was at my bottom at that point. I felt so alone. I just remember being in my room by myself and feeling so ashamed, so embarrassed, and so alone. And I have created this community because that was just a reflection of the little girl. Like, here I was, 36 years old, feeling so alone and overwhelmed and embarrassed and ashamed. And it was like, well, that was just what I repeated when I was little. So I'm never ever available for complaining or feeling sorry, but we definitely cannot hide our trauma and hide shit because we think it's our fault. If we're hiding something, it's because we're ashamed of it, and shame is the lowest vibration. It is impossible to be connected to your feminine. It is impossible to be in your goddess Wonder Woman energy, and it is impossible to be in your power when we are hiding and feeling so ashamed and pretending that we're so positive to everybody else and putting on a mask and just being in this fraud, this just phony state of just faking it. So what I learned was I wasn't the only one. I wasn't alone. And so this community, like having a community of like-minded women. No, we don't need to feel sorry for ourselves. No, I'm not going to ever tell you to focus on something that you can't control and that you can't change, because why would we use our energy? A goddess, a queen, a woman connected to her feminine does not go back and live in the past where she can't change it. She's in the present moment in her feminine connected, right? Walking in that room like, I am love. I am love. And why do I love you? You didn't do what I wanted all the time. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. But why do I love? because that's what love is. Love is unconditional because that's my superpower. And to me, that is just the epitome of like, I can do anything in that energy. So in this community of women, I mean, I have clients who for 30, 40, 50 years have been sitting with these secrets of pain and have been holding them in, and there's anger and there's so much guilt and there's so much anger. And I just see the old Lani in them. I'm like, yeah, I see that anger. I see that guilt. So there's a safe place for you to share. And I obviously share this with you because I've practiced so much and my muscle is so strong that when I'm fully embodied in this goddess energy and my power and my Wonder Woman energy, there's like some rejection or someone not liking me or failing. There's no such thing as that when we are connected. Universe doesn't know that shit. It's like love, right? Connected, or shame, guilt, anger, pain, and disconnected. There's no failing, am I good enough? So I show these women what love is. I show these women what goddess energy is. I'm sharing this Wonder Woman feminine energy with you, and they come in and freely share. And that is the epitome of our goddess energy, of our feminine, completely exposed, not because we want people to give us attention or we need someone to tell us we're good enough, because we fucking know, because we believe, because we feel the love, because the feeling in our soul is of connection. And it's not always pretty. I ain't gonna tell you that, oh, this is like so, the perfect filter on Instagram. No, there's pain, there's trauma, there's lots of unworthiness, there's a lot of shame. But hiding in your room the way that I did and feeling like you're the only one and disconnecting and being disempowered is not the way to connect to your goddess energy. So I'm going to inspire you. Remember, I ain't available for complaining or for victim energy. There's no poor me. There is, how do I connect to my goddess energy even faster today, right? How do I drop into that feminine, and how fast will I choose? I'm inspiring you to find a group of women, because we are like the 5 people that we hang out with. You want to know who you are? Look at the 5 people you hang out with. So find a tribe of women to hold you accountable and tell you that they're not going to let you settle because they love you that much. Now, we're not going to complain about that shit that we can't control, because you deserve better. It is your birthright to fly and soar and be happy. Oh, okay, if you need more of this, sister, because I could literally go on for like ever, you've got to come to my live workshop. It is amazing. It is me live. We get to do this together in real time. So you get to ask me questions. I get to observe you and share all of my nuggets that have completely transformed me from suicidal rock bottom fucking disaster to knowing how to embody to my feminine, my Wonder Woman, and my full goddess energy and power. The link is in the description, so definitely sign up for that one. And you've got to watch my other videos on feminine energy up there and down there. They will change your life. Do not forget to subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you next week. You.